into a half-hour show that'll leave you breathless and set the stage for an in-demand event that luckily you can still order. This is Comcast Behind the Scenes with Tori Amos and Alanis Morissette as they prepare for tonight's in-demand concert. Before they tear up the stage and take music to new worlds, before they break all the rules and break the sound barrier, they have to get dressed, get wired, and tune up. And before they're in demand, Tori and Alanis are here with us, gearing up for an unforgettable night of music. Find out what brought them to Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, what helps them perform, and how a show like this gets on the air.
Ready, South 6, South 6, you're in, Craig. Make you move, make you walk. That's it, slow it down, slow it down.
Also, catch a backstage glimpse of the performers and find out what little surprises they bring along on a global tour. Plus, find out how you can win a pair of Steve Madden shoes made exclusively for Tori Amos's Foundation Reign. You came for action and up-to-the-minute coverage of these two major players, and that's what you're about to get. Week's concert brought to you by mp3.com. Tori and Alanis are in demand, and it's not too late to catch this rare concert event.
Alanis Morissette and Tori Amos are in demand. Together in concert. Explosive. Electrifying. Intensity ×2. Premiering Saturday, February 19th. Brought to you by mp3.com. Morissette and Amos are in demand. Pay-per-view for the demanding viewer.
Welcome back. You're watching Behind the Scenes with Alanis Morissette and Tori Amos, the 5.5 weeks concert brought to you by mp3.com. And there is still time to experience Tori and Alanis on In Demand. To prepare you for tonight's concert event, here's a little background on our featured artists and a hint as to what makes Alanis and Tori in demand.
I love working with the shape of sound, and I've gotten more into it with each album. And it doesn't mean that you throw the kitchen sink in there, but it does mean that it becomes like sonic geometry, and that fascinates me.
Tori and her muse will travel anywhere, and as you will hear later, her muse hasn't let her down yet. Each song in the Tori Amos catalog showcases her willingness to experiment, and each of her albums came to life in a very unique environment.
Never was a cornflake girl. Thought that was a good solution. What if I'm a moon?
Tori's pioneering spirit found its voice in 1992 when a move to London helped her craft her piano-based album Little Earthquakes.
Sometimes I said sometimes I...
The smash hit Silent All These Years gave witness to her diverse range and power and earned her an instant, almost cult-like following.
Silent all these years.
In 1994, Tori released Under the Pink, which was recorded in an adobe house in New Mexico. The single God was one of her most daring pieces to date.
God, sometimes you just don't come through. God,
Sometimes the song, you want a shape that's very pointed. Sometimes you want it to be like a bleeding watercolor coming out of your speakers. And that really depends on who the song is, how she wants to be romanced by us as the players.
This official track audio has been muted due to copyright.
She then headed to an old church in Ireland to record the album Boys for Pele, which was released in 1996. Working in an environment with so much spiritual history no doubt had a spellbinding effect on this impressionable artist.
This official track audio has been muted due to copyright.
After wrapping up the Pele tour, Tori was off to Cornwall, England to an old farm which was home to Martian engineering. There, a brilliant team of sound engineers would help her craft her next album, From the Choir Girl Hotel. In 1999, Tori released the double CD set To Venus and Back. What was meant to be simply a collection of B-sides and a few new recordings became a masterpiece featuring live renditions of her hits and 12 revolutionary new tracks written and produced by this truly intense and inspired artist. And like all her previous multi-platinum albums, To Venus and Back received the same honor shortly after its release. Tori trusts her muse and creates when the time is right. On this album, the time was certainly right. This year, Tori was nominated for 2 Grammys. Tonight's in-demand broadcast of Alanis Morissette and Tori Amos, the 5.5 Weeks concert, sponsored by MP3.com, is your chance to see the culmination of close to a decade's worth of piano and vocal mastery from the dynamic and daring soul of one truly outstanding performer. Experience firsthand the piercing ballads that made her famous, along with hits from her latest double CD, To Venus and Back. Call now to order Alanis Morissette and Tori Amos, the 5.5 Weeks concert, brought to you by MP3.com. We'll be right back with an up-close and personal look at the artist currently known as the supposed former infatuation junkie. Welcome back to Behind the Scenes with Alanis Morissette and Tori Amos in Demand. The intensity is building. While we show you what brought these 2 time bombs together and what makes them tick, you still have time to order the concert and witness their power firsthand. Call In Demand now. For the 5 people out there who don't know about Alanis Morissette, here's a crash course on how to rock the world before age 25. Now that you know how they got here, see them in action. Order Alanis and Tori tonight on In Demand. Welcome back to Behind the Scenes with Alanis Morissette and Tori Amos in Demand.
On the downstage, we'll actually be bridging some cable off, running it down the motor, and I was going to run it in the catwalk for another 2 Ks on the downstage.
There's no time to waste, not for the guys behind the scenes, and not for you. So get cracking and order Alanis Morissette and Tori Amos, the 5.5 Weeks concert, brought to you by MP3.com.
I'm trying to mark it out, so we know which is what is what.
While you're waiting to enjoy tonight's concert, this is your chance to share the adrenaline rush that comes with staging 2 concerts in one. Later, you'll see Tori and Alanis give the audience quite a workout, but it's this pre-concert mayhem that keeps the stagehands and grips buff. Oh, and if you thought it was a man's world, think again. Come on, do you really think Tori and all the people breathing down their necks, demanding a perfect broadcast? Every camera must be in place and every angle must be checked. They only get one shot to get it right.
So we have the 90 degree up top there. The 90 degree is going to be a tight shot of Tori, tight and wide, also her piano, because the cover of the piano is going to be up. So that's a problem if we're shooting on stage with it. The 2 cameras directly to the back, which are cameras 1 and 2, all the way to the rear there. That's your tight follow, and that's your loose camera, your establishment shot. We're covered on that. Craig, which is kind of our hero camera, I guess I want to call it that, or main talent camera, steady cam, is going to be on stage right. And his responsibility is to both follow Alanis, get Tori, and work with all the main acts.
Tori, I'm less worried about. She's pretty stationary on the show. Alanis.
The madness, the last-minute mayhem, it's all in a day's work. And it's all part of what it takes to bring you one of the biggest concert events of the year, Alanis Morissette and Tori Amos in Demand. Now that you've seen how some of the magic happens, call to order Alanis Morissette and Tori Amos, the 5.5 Weeks concert brought to you by MP3. You've seen the crew, you've jammed with the band, so now you think you're ready to take the stage with the stars. Not so fast. First, some of you still haven't ordered the concert. And second, none of you have seen the most sacred of behind-the-scenes locations, tour buses. This is where the stars hang, where Alanis and Tori have lived for the duration of the 5.5 Weeks tour. And if you're still at home dreaming of a life on stage, remember, with fame comes tour buses. As the concert draws near, our stars and director take this time to discuss potential surprises and most likely plan the menu. While our crew, Tori and Alanis, take advantage of these last few minutes till showtime, you can take advantage of this opportunity to call and order Alanis and Tori in concert and in demand. Welcome back to Behind the Scenes with Alanis Morissette and Tori Amos, the 5.5 Weeks concert, brought to you by MP3.com. While we show you what went into putting this show on the air, you still have time to order the concert and see how well our hard work paid off. Here's a little behind-the-scenes fun that'll help you folks at home play along with our crew here at Mandalay Bay. Lights. Well, you pretty much need them for the obvious reasons. The reasons for this giant jib maybe aren't so obvious. While Tori and Alanis are focusing all their attention on the audience inside this giant arena, the role of all this massive hardware is to give you, the home viewer, an experience that rivals that of the concert goers. And since this jib can get up over Tori and these Steadicam guys can capture Alanis up close and in motion, I would say you are getting an even wilder show.
Go get it. Ready to dissolve 3. Stay out of Joan. They're in Joan. I have to stay with you. It's okay. Ready to dissolve 3 from here. And dissolve 3 full. Now. Thank you. Ready to take 4 and take. Break 4. Up over the top. Rotate that head. Let's go. Let's go. That's it. All the way. Counterclockwise. Thank you. Ready to dissolve 3 from here. And dissolve 3 full. Beautiful. Thank you. Ready 5, take 5. And dissolve 3 now. Full, thank you. Ready 4. On a take 4. Okay. Ready 1. Slow push 1 and take 1 now. Make your move 1. Ready dissolve 3. 1, I want you to slowly pan to your right. Ready to dissolve 3. Pan to your right now. Make your move. Ready to dissolve. Add 3 now. Add full and full. That's it. Ready to take 4 and take. Rotate that head. Come out of there. Beautiful. Ready 3. Take 3 now. That's it, Maddie. All the way in on it. It's yours. You own it. Push.
Here's a peek at what it takes to bring the musical magic of Tori Amos into your living room. Check it out and see if you don't break a sweat just watching.
Ready 3. Take 3. And dissolve 4 now. Rotate. That's it. Okay, ready to dissolve 1. Beautiful look. Dissolve 1. I want the jib in the shot. Pull back 1. Pull back 1. Make your move. Ready to dissolve 3. Dissolve 3 now. Full. Beautiful. Ready 7. Take 7 now. Beautiful. Great look. Nice. Dissolve 4. Dissolve 4 now. Ready 5. And take 5 now. Take 3.
One thing working in this director's favor is the fact that Alanis and Tori were born and bred in the age of television and videos, so they know how to perform for the camera.
Ready 2, take 2. Take 4. Take 3. Ready 6, take 6. 5. Take 3. Dissolve 4 now. 4, thank you. Break it in there, babe. Right over the top. Rotate that head. Get up over the top of her. Beautiful. Stay with it right there. 1 on line dissolve. Beautiful. Nice job, everyone.
While our crew, Tori and Alanis, take advantage of these last few minutes till showtime, you can take advantage of this opportunity to call and order Alanis and Tori in concert and in demand. Came together. You've seen them tune, rehearse, and even got a taste of their amazing performances, not to mention a real education on the magic of television. Now, hurry up and call your cable operator. Order Alanis Morissette and Tori Amos, the 5.5 Weeks concert, brought to you by MP3.com, exclusively on In Demand. Let's finish what we started. Call now to order. Time is running out.
Hit it!
The following program is rated TV PG.
The following is a presentation of In Demand in association with Comcast Original Programming. She looked deep inside and emerged the supposed former infatuation junkie. She's been to Venus and back. Now it's your turn to travel at the speed of their sound. Fueled by raw energy, flying on the tail of explosive vocals and soaring instrumentals. It's a trip that's sure to stir your soul. Alanis Morissette and Tori Amos, the 5.5 Weeks concert, brought to you by mp3.com, presented exclusively by In Demand. Let the journey begin.